between the cracks. Because the earth is alive with desire, every crack in old concrete sprouts green, held back by the wall of asphalt we have laid between her and the sun. I think we spend our lives trying to figure out our parents, and I have probably a book's worth on each of my parents, but they've both been dead for quite a while. And these are two recent poems that I wrote. So I'll start with the one on my mother, and it's not really as dark as this poem sounds, but this is just one take. Sometimes you hear words that your parents said a lot, and they're so cathectic. And this one word, lollygag. So this is about the word lollygag. Lollygag is a word you can mope through till after the sun is white-hot and sullen in an unyielding sky. Languish there, uncombed and out of sorts, until some vague inclination toward meaningless activity nudges you in the direction of the final, distasteful syllable, from which you might then exit into the next white space beyond, or the motionless air resting against the larynx. My mother, napping through afternoons of a sluggish, unfulfilled life, admonished otherwise productive daughters to stop it, get some gumption, on those rare occasions when they actually did succumb to the cyclic inactivity of lollygagging around. On days when her own depressive sulking through the stagnant, melancholy household lulled us into a lethargy we could neither understand nor shake. My daughter must have succumbed to one of those infomercials, because for Christmas she gave me a boxed set of old country songs, the kind of good cowboy, gritty cowboy stuff that you never hear on the radio anymore. And it hit the mark, because every single song just took me instantly back to growing up in Wyoming. So this is called The Golden Age of Country. A box set of old country hits, and my lips are sinking every melancholy lyric of rejection, loss, just missed happiness, songs about being a rounder, a rover, a guitar-toting jerk, of being done wrong, being hurt, being a fool, or an all-around loser, about cheating and leaving, or staying and deceiving, honky-tonkin' as a lifestyle, a tear-drying night, a way to forget and get back in the game. And I am rattling out to the Badlands with my dad in that old pickup, or on the way up to the cabin in late spring, my father, the cowboy driver, making new roads around gullies of runoff, or straddling deep ruts with two wheels in the center and two on the outside in new greening grass. His transistor radio between us on the seat, and the two of us jostling along, singing aloud to every song on the all-country station, both obliviously off-key and not giving a damn. And I am safe and happy and completely unaware of how Dad, in his handsome prime, might be finding himself in the lyrics of those done wrong and been done wrong heartache songs. Here's another spring poem which you all Chicagoans will relate to. Secret. Whoever has not felt sleet blown like buckshot into dry red patches of exposed skin, has not fumbled with an iced-over door until the key breaks in the lock, has not been absorbed through the loofah of bare trees into a gray sky day after crow-throated day, will not hear the whisper, the secret disclosed in a whisper by the harlot red mouth of the tulip. And another, in the West, where life depends on the land and our connection with the land, spring has a completely different meaning because it's so essential. So this is about those early, early days of spring, after a hard winter. Spring is being coaxed out of the land like a reluctant child required to kiss the coffin of its dead grandmother. Ditch fires feed air hungry with the musty smell of old grass burning. Colts and lambs leap their lack of the weariness that clings like muddy manure to the boots of those who have weathered the winter. Soiled remains of majestic drifts ice themselves tenaciously to the shade of culverts. The first farmers are in the fields with chisel plows, while their wives walk outbuildings and groves of trees to assess what bitter winter tried to take with her as she went wailing like a banshee to her long-awaited death. This is one for my uncle who was a quintessential cowboy rancher on his deathbed. So even cowboys get old. Bless this man who lies abed with so much writing on the way he dies. Bless his riding the range, his bronc riding, his riding it out, letting it ride, riding herd on, riding roughshod over, and sometimes riding the fence. Bless his fence building, fence fixing, his offense, defense, nonsense, and his sensitivity. Bless his camp tending, crop tending, pretending, his tenderness tending sick lambs at night, his tending to park at the 10-sleep bar, his being wrong and his being right. Bless his bull breeding, bullshitting, bulldogging, his shooting the bull, and his humble going home. Bless his fishing, hunting, dogging the timber, sheepdog training, curses blaring, pups birthing, nursing into dog days of his doggedly caring for sheep. Bless his lambing, docking, shearing, his mouthing out, his dressing out, and his being out of time. Bless all that husbanding and the wife a lifetime at his side. Bless their siring of a dynasty. Bless their dancing at the wagon wheel, his sheep wagon, covered wagon leading the train, his being on the wagon, and the wagging tails of his well-trained dogs. Bless his logging and cabin building. Bless the muddy cab of his pickup truck, his wethers, ewes, his bucks, his cussing and his cussedness, his luck and his being down on it. After tending his land and tending to land on his feet, bless his recent forgetting, falling, recalling, calling out in the night, his victories, feats, defeats. Bless his branding cattle, branding sheep, rounding and rounding up, rough riding, rodeo riding, riding high, riding west into the sunset. Bless him. Geology. A poet works like geology, heaving in great cataclysms the inside out to the crust, thrusting mountains out of the ground, icing great bowls in the known surface of the world, layering air until something tangible and has stratified itself, saving leaves, ferns, dragonfly wings into stony wholeness, geoding captive liquid into pointed facets of amethyst light.